Alright, what's up everybody, how's it going? It's Berk, aka Dansway here, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy X live stream. Yes, indeed, we are here once again, and I already made a mistake in this session. I'm going to explain why shortly. That is such a habit thing, just to do this. I kind of just like, it's almost like a little tick or something, you just kind of do it without thinking. But I'm going to explain something. So I'm immediately going to actually restart here. And it will make sense in a minute as to why I did that. Because we actually have a slight adaptation to the current setup / strategy that I think is worth explaining before we get into another series of attempts today against No Sphere Grid Nemesis. So we're going to load up an autosave here. Now, this isn't anything super duper groundbreaking, but it is pretty fun and interesting, so I think it's worth sharing. So what you're going to see here is that now Yuna is not in the front line, and she also starts on SOS HP. So what is going on here? This was one of those situations where basically this entire thing was devised by a certain someone in the chat. I will give you guys 3 guesses at who came up with an adaptation to the current setup and strategy. I am sure one of those 3 guesses is probably going to be Korean. And so he sent me a message saying that, like, I think he watched a VOD or something, and he said that he noticed something that might actually be helpful for this particular setup. And I love that Erica guesses. Yeah, it could have been. Could have been. Erica knows her stuff too. Not quite Korean level, but she knows a few things. So yeah, basically what happened here is basically one of the troubles that we've been having is that once we either dismiss the Maga Sisters or they get killed, our chances of resummoning has always been relatively low. Now it has improved, like we have been getting some resummons in, but there is a way to boost our chances even further. And basically what we're going to do, let me actually start the battle here. I think it might be a bit more helpful to start the attempt and then we can talk about it. So hopefully this setup is correct and then we're going to go through it. So what we're going to do, if you look at the CTB on the top right, you will notice that everybody kind of gets their turn immediately. So because we all have first strike, everyone is taking an action, like our party is taking an action in battle on like the earliest possible tick of the CTB clock. Now, previously what I was doing was in this setup, I was immediately basically just doing Hyper Mighty Guard just out of habit, because that tends to be kind of, in most circumstances, the best way to do it. But what you can actually do is, what you can do here is once you bring in Yuna, and now you summon with Yuna, once either the Aeons die or you dismiss them, then you still have 2 characters who haven't taken their turn yet. So you have Tidus and you have Waka, who still have their turn to come, like on basically the first possible tick. On tick number 0, they're basically getting their turn. So this basically means that what you can do is, once basically we need to resummon for whatever reason, then the next turn will be Tidus's, and then Waka will also have a turn there. So what you can do is, when it's going to become Tidus's turn, like once the summon goes down or we have to dismiss them, then you can swap Riku in and it gives you a couple more options to work with. So what you can then do as a result is basically delay the use of Hyper Mighty Guard if you need to. If you're pretty sure that, say, a singular move is coming, if it's going to be the physical attack or ethereal cannon, then you don't need to commit to using, you won't already have Hyper Mighty Guard up, and those auto lives won't be eaten away by those singular moves where they're not going to be useful. So hopefully that makes sense. People who've been watching a lot of these attempts, hopefully this stuff should start to make sense by now, because we've had a lot of attempts. So basically it gives you a little bit more flexibility in delaying Hyper Mighty Guard. And the reason Yuna is in SOS HP is, again, a piece of Korean kind of high-level technical stuff. She basically has SOS Haste right now. So she can enter the battle with Haste, but what's going to happen is that once the Aeon is dismissed or is killed, and it's going to be someone else's turn, there's going to be time passing in the battle. And so Yuna is going to receive basically some battle progression, which is going to make the auto regen kick in. And once the auto regen kicks in, Yuna is going to no longer be in SOS Haste. So she's actually going to lose her Haste status. So you might be thinking, yeah, but that's bad, isn't it? Like, why would you want Yuna to lose her Haste status? Well, the answer is because I've kind of alluded to it previously, but Korefian was one of those people who really kind of reminded me of this mechanic and how it could be useful in a situation like this. If Yuna is not hasted and Riku comes in and tosses a Chocobo Feather on Yuna, she not only gets haste, but she also gets a CTB healing effect. So it makes her turn come more quickly than if she just had auto haste. So it's almost like a double benefit going on there. And so to properly kind of utilize all of this, you need to begin her in SOS Haste status, so she starts the fight in haste, then comes out of it, and then you toss the Chocobo Feather, and she goes back into haste, and you also get the added benefit of that. Got an ad in the middle of the explanation. Why is there an ad at this time? I swear, isn't it supposed to be like... It's supposed to be every half an hour or something. You shouldn't be getting ads at this time, man. I don't know why YouTube thinks it's okay to put an ad like 6 minutes in. I hate YouTube's like ad system. Trying to not deviate from the explanation too much now, but that's the general idea, basically. So, it might not be relevant at all. In a winning attempt, as I say, I'm pretty sure the winning attempt, like 90%, is probably just going to be purely the Maga Sisters and we're not going to need anything else. But it's just going to give us a little more flexibility when it comes to the later part of the fight if we have to dismiss something. So yeah, sorry if anyone got ads. It should not have happened. Maybe there's a setting that's changed. I don't know. The stream's already going. YouTube's just so aggressive with ads. It's going to sound funny, but as a content creator, even though I obviously make money off the ads, I literally have to turn down YouTube's ads because they just put so much. They put so much stuff in there that like it's just unreasonable. So I literally have to fight YouTube to put less ads to not disturb the viewing experience too much. I've literally had... Oh shit. Yeah, maybe I should have fixed this before starting. So let's just open up a fresh file here now that I'm done explaining. And then we can get going. So that's the general idea. Once it comes into practice, I'll explain it a little more. But for now, let me just set the Aeons up properly here. But yeah, basically, after all of that explaining, like the main reason it exists is so that it helps us to resummon if needed. How do we get these guys back up to max HP? I'm trying to use Farplane to do that. The Aeons do not need to be in SOS HP for this. Let me just get this properly set up. It's quite an intricate little setup, but once it's there, we should be able to just reload the autosave and it should be fine. I just need to set it up one time. I was doing obviously a little bit of testing just to see how it works. Okay, I think this should be set up now. Yeah. I think that should be that. So yeah, she has SOS HP, she has the SOSH Haste, and the auto regen, and the Aeons are also ready. Okay. I think we can now just have an attempt. Like, the attempt will generally look very similar to how it normally looks, but I think that detail there is going to be important. Well, I wanted to show up a little bit of Korefian brilliance for you guys. He's not just a modder, he's a serious tactician as well, of course. So, let's get going with our first attempt of the day. Yeah, it's not enough. Every Friday is not enough. He deserves more. You guys have seen in the streams and the premieres and stuff as well. Of course, there's a lot of people in the community that know their Final Fantasy X well, myself included, but he's just on another level. Rumor has it the Tactician Overdrive was created for Korefian by Square Enix. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can kind of set the tone for today's session. There's been a lot of positive vibes. I had a feeling that today's session was going to be the one. A lot of people seem to agree, but let's see how we're going to start. That's a good start. That's a good start. We did have defense appearing. Okay, fine. Yeah, definitely would be nice. I think especially because it's like session 4 at this point. I think I really would like to get it done. I did say to you guys, like, I will attempt this fight and do this fight until I win one way or the other. But obviously my preference would be that it doesn't drag out too long. We'll see. Let's just go one more time, I think. Or maybe for her we'll just do, nah, one more time, then we'll combine powers. Yeah, let's just do it. You're just doing 1,000 crunch as well, it's fine. She's definitely not taking a break. Yeah, that's also true. Yeah, I wonder if anyone's been tracking the turns, because I haven't. This is the first attempt, so I'll allow it, but I need to start tracking the turns again. Last session we did a good job. Was it Aldrion? There was someone in the chat that did a great job of following the turns. Yeah, Cindy loves a camisade when she's supposed to be helping. Yeah, once again, we don't have defense. Go. Oh boy, yes, Micah's is here, so the RNG is ruined. Yeah, true, 1 month away from the Great Bugenhagen. It's happening soon. Hey, Aldron is here. Good to see you. So it's been an okay start. Acceptable. I mean, we've had plenty worse. Okay. Hey Annabelle, thanks for joining us. No, this is just the start of the session. I spent a little bit of time explaining a new kind of tweak to the current setup, and this is literally attempt 1, so we shall see. I mean, it's been decent. We've definitely had plenty worse attempts than this. I've got 15 written down for Epian, so let's call it 14, 15. The tweak at this stage, I'll explain it again once it actually becomes relevant. It's not relevant at the moment, but when it is, we'll go over it again. Okay. Let's see. If we get something like a shell quite early, I kind of have a mind to deliberately make her use shell 3 times or protect 3 times so that none of the sisters are kind of missing that, and then maybe that automatically increases the chances of haste afterwards. At least it will kind of reduce the chances of her doing like random bullshit. So maybe that's a good idea? I don't know. Oh, there it is. First haste of the day. So first attempt, first haste. Not bad. Not bad at all. I always say if haste is going to happen, it either needs to happen very early, or it needs to happen like before or during like an ultra spark kind of phase, so that if anyone dies like one more time, it can actually still be effective. Okay, now let's see what Cindy can do. Nothing is the answer. Can she at least do it one more time? Nope, she can't. This is another big trouble. But I think we just stick with it. It's only attempt 1. We're just going to see what happens with Armageddon. Ah, yeah, it's kind of collapsed a little. Okay. Yeah, not good. So now definitely Armageddon is coming next. Last chance to salvage something, Cindy. Nope. But once again, we're stuck in that things have started to go to shit phase. Yeah, Posado's also gone. And there is Armageddon. Okay. Whew. But hey, we're still alive. The attempt isn't completely over yet. We'll stick with it. Especially in these early attempts, we'll take it slow. Give people a chance to join in as well. It always takes about half an hour to an hour before people really start to join in. Let's see what Cindy does now. She's on such a roll that she could take a break again here. Oh, okay, good job. Yeah, I think you're right, Francisco. Probably will. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, see now here she kind of needs to... Nah, shit. Yeah, she needs to auto-life herself. But she probably won't. Let's see. Yeah. So now we're at the mercy of whether or not Ultra Spark gets used. She just loves that. I really wish Null just didn't exist, man. It's so annoying. It's so rarely useful. There you go. Okay, so now the tweak is already going to become relevant, so we can kind of go over it again here. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to dismiss the sisters, because obviously Cindy's dead, and we can't revive her. And we're going to see if there's a chance we can resummon them again. So what's going to happen here is that once we dismiss, we should have 2 turns still before Nemesis' next turn. And it has just been an Ultra Spark. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, so basically what we've done this time around was that we started with Riku, Waka, and Tidus on the front line, so Yuna didn't actually start there. And what we did, we immediately swapped Riku out for Yuna, and because Tidus and Waka have first strike, they basically haven't even got to use their turns yet in the battle. And because of the first strike mechanics, that means basically it's kind of saved up from the start of the fight. And so once Aeons get killed or they're dismissed, Tidus and Waka will still have their turns here. So that means what we can do now is bring in Riku. And now we basically have a choice. Like, depending on what's coming next, let's say there's an Armageddon coming next. Obviously, you can Hyper Mighty Guard. But let's say there isn't one coming next, or there is an Ultra Spark coming soon. Then now you have the ability to kind of keep your Hyper Mighty Guard in reserve here. It'll keep you alive a little bit longer if needed. And we can use the Chocobo Feather trick on Yuna. So you can see right now, it's going to be 3 turns before Yuna gets her turn. But now it's jumped up all the way to here. And you've seen the regen, the auto regen that she has pushed her from SOS HP to normal, like healthy HP. And therefore she's lost her haste status. And because she's lost her haste status, once we reapply it back on, she gets the extra CTB healing benefit as well. So important note here, this is also something that I wasn't aware of. It only works when you use an item like this one. Let's say I was to use Hyper Mighty Guard right now instead, which also gives you haste. it won't boost her turn in the same way that it does if you toss the Chocobo Feather. Carithian, can you like clarify if it's only the use items that give the CTB healing effect? What about Haste as a spell? It doesn't, right? It's only the items that do it. This is the only way to get that extra CTB boost, I think, based on what he's told me. So for now, because we don't have an Armageddon to deal with and we don't have an Ultra Spark to deal with, we're just going to ride it out and wait for another opportunity to summon. Okay, Haste as a spell does as well, but stuff like Hyper Mighty Guard doesn't. So, yeah. I don't know how the game decides sometimes like what does and doesn't work for something, but for me it's like, why wouldn't Hyper Mighty Guard, because it's such a powerful overdrive, why wouldn't it give the same CTB boost effect that those do? But it just doesn't. That's the way it is. Okay, so now we're just going to wait, and of course we still have to roll the dice here. It's not like resummoning now becomes guaranteed, but it helps our chances just a little bit. So that's not good. But we don't have to Hyper Mighty Guard just yet, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so obviously if Yuna just gets targeted like that, it's not going to be super helpful, but we're going to do it again. So there you go. Look at that boost in the CTB, for example. Look, she's completely lost right now. Nemesis is getting 3 turns before she does. And then boom. Climbs up the CTB quite significantly here. So that's why this stuff can be really helpful here. Should have whispered the strat, Nemesis heard your plan. Oh, Nemesis. Lives up to its name. Yeah, so now we get to do the resummon, but we're in an annoying position because basically these guys are probably going to instantly get killed. Like, their HP is so low, and I think none of them have auto life. You know what? This attempt's basically already lost. Let's just try and play around with summoning more enemies here, because Ultra Spark probably affects the likes of Anima a little bit less, in this context at least. This attempt's already basically gone. We really didn't do that much damage before it anyway, so I'm just kind of playing around a little bit with using some different summons, bringing people back in, and playing around with these types of strats a little. Let's just use this anyway. One of the highest damage dealing overdrives we have. This is one of those fights that always puts into perspective how huge Anima is. Crazy. Wow, no Ultra Spark, of course. See, if this happened when the sisters were out, then it would have been fine. Of course. That's so annoying. I'm getting trolled here. If we got that many physical attacks back to back, then this wouldn't have been important. Oh, okay, already Armageddon. Bloody hell. Yeah, the physical smack attack really charges Armageddon fast. And now Ultra Spark is still next. We haven't seen it yet. Literally like the worst possible situation. Whenever Ultra Spark and Armageddon line up, it's so hard to deal with. So I think we're cooked. Yep. There we go. Okay, so there's your attempt 1, but at least we kinda got to see the tweak in action. So I think that was nice. So from here we can kind of press on and hopefully start to rattle through the attempts a little more quickly. So that's the situation. We're going to load up the autosave because that one's already set up with SOS HP for Yuna. This would have been a strategy where, like, for relatively small benefit, you would have to fiddle around a lot if you didn't have autosave, if you were trying to do this on like the PS2 or something like that. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, because ordinarily, like let's say you didn't have autosave, you would have to kind of basically get Yuna down to like 1 HP by getting her killed in the monster arena, exit the monster arena, go into your items tab, give her a potion to bring her up to 201. Every single time you wanted to reattempt, you'd have to mess around with that stuff. Because obviously if you naturally save, her HP will go back up to max. So this is where we're using the autosave to effect here. So, let's go again. No way the first attempt would be the win. That only happens on Fridays. These days it happens quite rarely on Fridays, as the mod has got more and more difficult. Getting first time wins is definitely tough. Okay. Yeah, for sure. If you've got save states, even better. Alright, here we go. Yeah, the Masters mod has definitely been an amazing series. I think it's one of those where everyone's been a winner. I've had an amazing time with it so far. I think Carithian definitely sounds like he's enjoyed kind of watching the videos and seeing the community feedback and all of that kind of stuff. Viewers have been enjoying it, so definitely it's been a winner. Oh my god, that is not a winner. I think that's the first time we've ever seen that. That's nuts. Anyway, at least we already had full HP. Okay, so once again, just some wacky moves happening here. How about now? Okay, that's better. Yeah, the boss fights have definitely been pretty special. There have only been a few here and there where I kind of felt like they were honestly more undertuned than overtuned. So far, at least, I don't think I fought anything where I was like, this fight's like completely out of control. It's just way overtuned and way too hard. But there have been a few, like, for example, the Seymour Flux the first time where I was like, I'm not quite sure about that one. So, I think in that sense, Carithian's found generally a very, very good balance, I think. Yeah, the first Seymour was a very tough fight, and it's probably the one where I was closest to saying, like, what, really? Like, how this looks too difficult? But then, as time went on, I really appreciated it and kind of rose to the challenge to try and defeat it, and I think it works pretty well in the end. Very, very good fight. Alright, let's just combine those powers now. Yeah, I mean, even if it is called the Masters mod, I do think it's still fairly accessible. I think, like, I still would recommend most players who've never done any kind of challenge run before to at least attempt some kind of challenge run, like that isn't the Masters mod. To get yourself more used to thinking about the mechanics of the game and, you know, tracking bosses' movements and patterns and afflicting the right statuses and, like, buffing and customization, all of that stuff. And then I think even if you've got like one challenge run under your belt, I think you can definitely give the Masters mod a go. And well, if you get stuck, there's more than enough resources out there to show you kind of different ways in which you can still win. Thank you, Square Enix Damage Control. Appreciate that. And yeah, I think still for me, if you had to say like what's the one aspect of the mod that's like been your favorite so far, I would probably say basically like what the Annibal is saying, where it's been a mod very much where he's done his best to, as we get a haste, to not take things away. He's tried to still give you basically as much of the toolkit as possible. Maybe even more so than you have like in the original game in some parts, and really allowed you to do that, and it hasn't come at the expense of making it too easy. Like, just because bosses are not immune to, say, poison, that doesn't mean everything's a walkover now. Oh, come on. But I think that's probably been my favorite aspect. He still really lets you properly like make use of all of the tools potentially available, and it hasn't been restricted. Because I think it's going the other way is much easier to say like, hey, I can make a boss more difficult by just making him immune to everything that could cause problems. But the approach that he's taken, I think, has been fantastic and very difficult to do, I think. So I think he's pulled it off in spectacular fashion. Yeah, I am curious, once we move on to like post-game stuff, are we going to have stuff like, I don't know, a Dark Aeon that's completely immune to physical damage? I think once you get to like that level, like Dark Aeon level, I think you can throw in some pretty mean, like crazy stuff to make it very difficult for players. I think you don't need to do that for every single fight. Like I don't expect, I don't know, Dark Bahamut to be susceptible to poison, but I think you can find some balance there as well again, I'm sure. Okay, so we had a haste last time. In the first attempt we had, she didn't do haste again. Let's see if we can get another one. Yes, we can. Okay, that's good. Hey Scribble, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Immune to poison, but not flattery. They say poison's the highest form of flattery. That's how it went, right? But now we're rolling a little bit here. I would love for Sandy to survive an Ultra Spark. I think there's a very small chance based on RNG that she could. Oh, if it's on Sandy, we'll survive. Ah, please, it could have been on Sandy. Watch Sandy's HP here. 29,547. Now imagine this cure went on Sandy instead. Oh, she survived. Okay. The cure would have guaranteed it, but thankfully she still survived, so that works. But I really need some more auto life now. Yes, okay. Good. And we've got room for one more haste. Will she do it again? Yes, she will. Okay. Unfortunately, like, HP-wise, we're not going to last too much longer here, but we do have the mythical triple haste going here. I'm going to say one more time. Come on. Yes. Hey, it's early days. We still have a long way to go in this fight. We're going to need a lot of RNG. So this is just the start, but we're doing well here. Now, this is where the problems always begin, because this situation's really annoying, because we've got 3 hastes, and I'd love for her to kind of just have haste on tap and just basically one more time spam it. But obviously now I can't do it anymore. And so what's going to happen here is they're all very low on HP. We're going to die. And then once we're revived, we have to play the RNG game from the beginning and just wait for haste to reappear. So, yeah. Is there any way to kind of keep haste as, like, what she remembers? You'd probably have to dismiss and resummon, I think. But I'm not going to dismiss and resummon, obviously, to preserve haste here. And that wouldn't work. So I'm pretty sure here, like, I have no choice. You kind of just have to lose haste. Yeah, I think it's only dismissing, really, that would protect it. Let's do a defense anyway. Maybe we get a protect. I haven't been keeping count again. Okay, that actually worked out really well. Now, let's go. That's the right move. Come on, Mindy. Keep it up. There's going to be a good little damage burst here. I'm going to say fight here. Good move. So these are nice quick moves for them to do, especially with haste. Nice. But this is piling on the damage here. Good job, Mindy. So we're off to a better start, but this is the phase of the fight where things are always going to go wrong. Once that Armageddon comes in, we will see. So every Pasado is roughly about 450,000. So 2 Pasados and a few physical. I think we did like 1.3 million or something there. Yeah, I think Mindy using Pasado is the most like mathematically reliable thing that we have. She's the one that's most likely to just listen to what you tell her to do. So, this is, as always, the fun bit of the fight, because now more than ever, we need Cindy to do the right thing. Now, how much HP does Nemesis have after that outburst? Let's have a look. Probably still quite a lot. Yeah, 5 million. We're halfway there. That's pretty good. That's still pretty good. But now we really need the right thing to happen. Okay. Perfect. Wow. Wow. I think in an ideal world, if everything goes right, you beat Nemesis before the second Armageddon. I think that's how it goes. And then if you need to see 3 Armageddons, that's like you're really, really pushing it. You need some serious RNG to stay alive for that long. But now let's see what happens defensively. Okay. Alright, this has been a good little start here. I would love like another slap or two here from Nemesis on the party. That would buy me some more time before Ultra Spark. Yes, okay. That's worked out well. Oh, I'm going to go one more time here. I feel like for me it's still the safest to have at least 2 of them auto-lived when they're low on HP like this. It just always feels a bit too risky. It's not the case. And the third sister we tried to revive with like full life if we can do it. Alright. Another slap. Okay. So, hold on. I think that's 6 at the moment. Let's try and keep count here. I think that was 2 slaps. So it should be a +6. Now, do I just keep using auto life so that I don't then... Basically, I want to maximize my chances of having an auto life in the pocket whenever I want to use it. So, do I do that, or do I try to do something else? If I help each other, there's maybe a chance of a Curaga, but it seems pretty low. If she Curaga Sandy, she'll survive an Ultra Spark. And then if I fight, obviously I do a little more damage and I give myself a chance to full life on Mindy instead. So this is one of those decisions where, yes, obviously it's a very big RNG fight, but these are the kind of calls where you kind of have to make the right one if you want to maximize your chances of winning. So this is where kind of a bit of gamesmanship kind of comes into it, and it's not just about the luck. So we need to make the right choice here. Yeah, exactly. You kind of need to see which path is best. My gut says auto life, because if Ultra Spark happens, they're all going to die, and I'm going to need auto life again ASAP, and at least then I'd have one more time, and I can just use auto life again. If I attack, and then Ultra Spark happens and everyone dies, then I still need auto life, but then I have to kind of hope that one happens, so... I'm a little torn, but I'm going to go... Oh. Fight could also result in a Camisade, which is a slow move, which I do not like. I'm just going to go for this one here. I think auto life is just too important a move in this battle that I always want to keep it. Was Ethereal Cannon. Surprised. But we still do this. We keep the auto life on here. But you can see the damage output is definitely slowed down again here. Basically just relying on Pasado here. And the fact that she keeps on using it. Yeah, so this is where I think last time I gambled wrong because I thought Ultra Spark was coming sooner. I should have just kept attacking. Because now I don't have a choice. I'm going to lose having Auto Life here. I have to fight. And then once Ultra Spark comes in, I have to hope that I get Auto Life once again. So I think it was the wrong choice last time. Yeah, and this always worries me. The Camisade. It's a slower move than a regular attack, so it pushes her next turn down the CTB, which I never like. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so now we're in the big danger zone once again. But we do have a few turns before Armageddon, so hopefully Cindy has a little bit of time here to get Auto Life back on. Yeah, she's done pretty well so far. Let's give Cindy credit where it's due. She does have a lot of wacky runs where she just does like a random Camisade instead of Auto Life, but this is going okay. Yeah, I think Cindy's getting tired of this. She wants to get it over and done with as well. As does Mindy. Mindy's been consistent. At least Sandy's still using meaningful buffs. It's better than like spamming Null or taking a break or whatever. Like Protect is decent, I would say. Are we close to 3 mil? I think we're not far off. Let's have another update here. How are we doing? Yeah, we are actually. 3.1 million left for Nemesis. So we're still hanging in there. We're getting closer to our personal best, but there's still definitely work to do here. Ah, not quite. Still would have preferred it on Cindy instead, but we're doing well. Been one of our best attempts for sure. And well, considering the fact that we had Haste, admittedly, but not for like a super long time, I think this worked out pretty well so far. Yeah, lots of protects and shells from Sandy, which is still nowhere near as good as Haste, but it's a decent second prize. Yeah, and you can see even just having it for 2 turns of Nemesis is like, it already makes quite a big difference. Mindy's still going strong. Love to see it. Now, Armageddon is definitely drawing close. I really need Cindy to stay focused here. Yes. Cindy's done really, really well so far. The auto lives have definitely been on point. She's provided them when I've needed them. So, really good stuff. Oh. Well. 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 That was huge. Come on, Mindy. We have to take advantage of this now. Armageddon is coming soon. But we're still going. Still going. Now we have a chance. I'm going to say go here. Unfortunately, I think Armageddon might be the very next turn. I wish I had one more turn. Don't use Armageddon. Hopefully I've counted wrong. If I had one more set of turns, it would have been really, really nice. Ah, damn it. For once, I kind of hoped I was wrong. Yeah, I counted 20. Ah, that's annoying just when we were ready to build some momentum, but maybe we still have a chance. Maybe we can still recover here. If Sandy uses another haste, we're still in it. Yeah, when you have max magic, Prey can heal just over 1,000. Okay, here we go. Danger zone once again. So afraid you're accidentally going to press dismiss. Yeah, me too. I need to stay focused here. Come on. A few more things need to go right here and we can finally put this one to bed. Come on, Cindy. Yes. We'll take it. We'll take it. Okay. So now, one more time. This would help immensely. Yes. Who's it on? It's on herself. Okay, we'll take it. And Mindy, keep going. Let's go. Getting close. I'll do an HP check soon. But you've seen how quickly it can all go wrong. An Ultra Spark is coming soon. So, let's see. I've been watching these attempts for a while now. Yeah, if this is the first time you're tuning in live, you might just be in luck. Now, let's see. One more time. Let's go. We are motoring now. Now, this is the big move here. This is important. What's the current? Yeah, we're down to 1.7 million. So we're close, but we're still quite far. And Ultra Spark is looming once again. So Cindy's done incredibly well. I need her to use Auto Life one more time. And I need her to use it on herself. And once again, those hastes are going to get wiped out. But there is, of course, a small chance that he uses Slap instead. So if he uses the Slap, we're really in business. So let's see how we go here. Yes. Perfect. Whew. That was huge. Great job, Cindy. And the Slap comes in. Yeah, okay. We can live with that. We can live with that. We're still on track. We're still on track. One more time. Let's see if we can haste up Cindy here. Yes, we can. Amazing performance here. Now, life or full life would work. Full life, excellent. Life is still okay. Let's go. Yes. We'll take it. She survives Ultra Spark, which is the important thing. Now, if we get one more haste here, we might be able to bring this home. Come on, haste. Yes. Wow. Sandy's absolutely crushed it. So this Ultra Spark's going to hurt, but two of the sisters are going to come back from Auto Life and Mindy will survive it outright. So this should take us very close here. And, well, we have an opportunity to recast Haste here as well. So, Mindy. Pasado. Yes. It's coming together. Now, the last move Cindy did was Auto Life, correct? No, it wasn't. It was Life. So one more time's not going to work. So here, we just maybe fight? Or do as you will? Because the last move she used was Life, correct? Yeah. So there's no point using one more time. We either fight or we say do as you will. I think do as you will. Let's have a damage check. Let's have a HP check. 1.3 million. Okay. Do we just push for the finish here? Yeah, I think do as you will should have a chance for Auto Life. Again, I'm slightly worried about Camisade. I'd rather Camisade didn't get used, but either do as you will or fight. The chat wants me to fight. I'm still going to take a chance. Yeah, I'm still going to... I'm leaning towards trying to get an Auto Life here. Cindy's done an excellent job so far with Auto Life, so I'm hoping she kind of maintains the streak. Ah, damn it, she was doing so well. Okay, so that's the first thing that's gone wrong in some time. But we're still in an okay position. We can still make it out of this. Now, what needs to happen is we need Haste to continue. She's already done a bunch of hastes up until now. And we still have a chance for it to continue. So I really would need a haste right now. So let's see what Sandy can do. Come on. There it is. So Sandy's still locked in here. Fantastic work. Mindy, keep going. Let's go. Getting very close now. Stick to help each other here. Yes. Cindy's absolutely crushed it. Okay, she took a break, but she is right back on it here. Woo! Let's go. We're getting very, very close now. Let's just do it one more time. We are getting incredibly close here. After more than 10 hours of attempts. Yeah, Sandy's just using Haste for fun this time. She's just like, yeah, like, you know, Haste is the most normal thing in the world. I just throw Haste out all the time. That's what I do. Wow. The sisters are on a bit of a victory lap here, it seems. I think this might just be it. This might just be it. Yeah, there it is. Woo! We did it. Look at them, all three of them with auto life and haste and all that stuff. It made it look so easy. Holy crap. Oh my god. I had a feeling though that like when it worked, it was going to be one of those where like things are just going to go right. I said it all along that like on the winning attempt we're probably not going to need to resummon or any of that kind of stuff. But we did it. Wow. They were absolutely unstoppable. They crushed it. There were barely any truly wasted turns or like thrown away turns there. Wow. Yeah, funny old fight, right? The winning attempt makes it look super easy for sure. But at least I've got like 10 hours worth of VODs for people to see like the journey we had to go on to get that win. That was huge. Yeah, I think that was what, attempt like 2? 3 of today. Thank you, Micahs, for the gifted memberships. Appreciate that. Definitely celebratory vibe in the chat. You know what? It's because you started 30 minutes later. Yeah, maybe that was the trick. But it's funny, like a lot of people we were saying like, I got a feeling about today. It's going to work today. So I think the good vibes kind of carry through. We managed to get it done. Whew. Yeah, that's it. End of the stream. That's it. Go home, everyone. We're done for today.